This is the last lesson of our Calculating Decimals series. Be sure to check out adding, subtracting, and multiplying in the previous videos before continuing. In this lesson, we will specifically be looking at long division, but let's recap on what short division looks like. In my first question, I have 1,256 divided by 2. To solve this, I'm going to draw my division house or garage or bridge or whatever you want to call it. My first number goes inside my house and the second number goes on the left, on the outside. Our rule is that we divide our inside number by our outside number, starting at the first digit. 1 divided by 2 on a calculator would give me 0,5. We're going to focus on the whole number, 0, and ignore the decimal 5. Place the 0 above the 1. Whenever you have a digit smaller than the number on the outside, you will always place a 0 above it as a placeholder. Then you will look at the digit on the right to make a number bigger. In this case, we're looking at the number 1 and 2, so we can read this as 12 divided by 2, which we know is 6. We place the 6 above the 2. 5 divided by 2 is 2 remainder 1. We place the 2 above the 5 and carry our remainder to the next digit, which is 6. We now read this as 16 divided by 2, which gives us 8. Since we are at the end, the number on top of the house is our answer. In this case, our answer is 628. Let's try short division with a decimal. 36,28 goes inside the house, with 4 on the outside. The only thing to worry about when dividing decimals is to place the comma at the top of the house, above the comma in the house. Everything else about division remains the same as what you already know. 3 is smaller than 4, so we place a 0 above it and read the 3 with the 6 so that we now have 36 divided by 4. This gives us 9. 2 is smaller than 4, so this means another 0 is placed at the top, and we instead read 28 divided by 4, which gives us 7. Our final answer is then 9,07. Take a look at this next example. We place 723,49 inside of our house and 5 on the outside. Don't forget to place your comma on top of the house as well. 7 divided by 5 is 1 remainder 2. We write the 1 above the 7 and carry the 2 across. 22 divided by 5 is 4, remainder 2. The 4 goes on top, and the remainder goes on top of the 3. 23 divided by 5 is 4, remainder 3. 34 divided by 5 is 6, remainder 4. And 49 divided by 5 is 9, remainder 4. It's important to note that remainders are not decimals. So consider 25 divided by 2. We know that our answer would be 12 remainder 1, but on a calculator it would read 12,5. So here we can see that remainders and decimals are not the same thing, but what's going on here? Well, imagine we had 16 divided by 8. The divide sign actually has a hidden meaning in its symbol. You see the dots above and below the line? They actually refer to missing numbers. So 16 would be the missing number for the top dot, because it's the first number in our number sentence, and 8 would be the missing number for the bottom dot, because it's the second number. Do you know what this means? It means that divide signs are really just fractions. So that means that 16 divided by 8 can also be written as 16 over 8 in the form of a fraction. We know that 16 divided by 8 is going to be 2, so let's prove that it's the same as a fraction by simplifying. I can divide 16 and 8 by 8, which leaves me with 2 over 1. And 2 over 1 is the same as saying 2. So 25 divided by 2 is then the same as 25 over 2. As a fraction, this would simplify down to 12.5. And look, see the numerator is 1? Well, our remainder is 1 too. This means that remainders are not decimals. Remainders are numerators. Before we really get stuck into learning how to solve long division, let's take a look at the following notes. Firstly, When we are dividing, our first step is to always say our inside number divided by our outside number. Next, when we're dividing, we only want to focus on writing the whole number at the top of our house. Our third step is to always begin with the last number that you wrote. This will make sense shortly. And then lastly, you're only finished when you can't bring down anything else. So we're going to learn about this bringing down and last number you wrote when we learn our process. The process you need to follow when solving long division can be remembered by saying the following fun short phrase: Daddy, Mommy, Sister, Brother. The first letter of each of these words stands for a step you need to follow. The D is for divide, the M for multiply, the S is for subtract, and the B for bring down. If you use step 3 from the note, always begin with the last number you wrote, you really can't go wrong in following this process. In our first example, we are going to write 914,25 on the inside of our house and 25 on the outside. Don't forget to place your comma on the top of your house. The first step is to take your inside number divided by your outside number. Now 9 is too small, so we already know to place 0 above it and read it as 91 instead. Off to the side, I'm going to jot down the first 10 multiples of 25 as a reference. The closest number to 91 in our 25 times table is 75, and that's the third multiple of 25. So that means that 91 divided by 25 is 3. I'm now going to place a tick next to D to show that I have divided. Next, I need to multiply. Begin with the last number you wrote. The last number I wrote was 3, so that means I'm saying 3 times 25, which we can see gives us 75. Tick, multiply, and move on to subtract. 91 minus 75 gives me 16. Give, subtract a tick. And then B for bring down the 4 next to that number 16. So now we have the number 164, and I'm going to give B another tick. And so this process will continue to repeat all the way until you get to your answer. So now I'm going to begin with 164 divided by 25, which gives us 6. 6 times 25 gives us 150. 164 minus 150 is 14. Bring down the 2, and here I am at the end of my process, and I'm about to begin again. 142 divided by 25 gives us 5. 5 times 25 is 125. 142 minus 125 is 17. And bring down the 5. Once again, I return to the beginning of my process. 175 divided by 25 is 7. 7 multiplied by 25 is 175. 175 minus 175 is 0. I have nothing left to bring down, so this means that I am at the end of my process. The number at the top of the house can be written down as my answer, which is 36,57. Let's take a look at question 2. 21,94 goes in the house and 15 is on the outside. Don't forget to put the comma on top of the house. On the side, I'm going to write down the first 10 multiples of 15, and now I'm ready to start. 2 is smaller than 15, so I place a 0 above it, and I look at 21 divided by 15, which gives me 1. 1 times 15 is 15, and 21 minus 15 is 6. I'm then going to bring down the 9, and I now have 69. 69 divided by 15 is 4. 4 multiplied by 15 is 60, and 69 minus 60 is 9. Bring down the 4, and begin again. I now have 94 divided by 15, which is 6. 6 multiplied by 15 is 90, and 94 minus 90 is 4. I no longer have any digits left to bring down, so this means that I'm at the end of my process. It also means that because I have ended with a 4 at the bottom, this is my remainder. So my answer is 1,46 remainder 4. Pause the video and try these two questions on your own. For question 1, 5 is smaller than 22, so I'll write a 0 and instead read it as 51 divided by 22. This gives me 2. 2 times 22 is 44, and 51 minus 44 is 7. Bring down the 2, and now I have 72 divided by 22, which is 3. 3 multiplied by 22 is 66, and 72 minus 66 is 6. When you bring down the 3, you now have 63 divided by 22, which gives us 2. 2 times 22 is 44, and 63 minus 44 is 19. Bring down the 8, and now we say 198 divided by 22. This leaves us with 9. 9 multiplied by 22 is also 198, and when you subtract those two numbers, you get 0 as an answer. Since I have nothing left to bring down, I have 23,29 with 0 remainders. In my first question, 5 is smaller than 43, so I place a 0 above the 5, and instead say 53 divided by 43, which is 1. 1 times 43 is 43, subtracted from 53 gives us 10. Bring down the 1, and now you have 101. 101 divided by 43 is 2. 2 times 43 is 86. 101 minus 86 is 15, and bring down the 4 to make 154. Begin again by saying 154 divided by 43, which gives us 3. 3 times 43 is 129. 154 minus 129 gives me 25, and I bring down the 2 to make 252. 252 is the last number I wrote down, so that number is going to be divided by 43, which gives me 5. 5 times 43 is 215, and 252 minus 215 gives me 37. I now bring down the 6 and have 376 divided by 43. This gives me 8. 8 multiplied by 43 is 344, and 376 minus 344 gives me 32. I no longer have any digits left to bring down, so that means that I am at the end of my process. It also means that the number at the bottom, 32, will become my remainder. So my final answer is 123,58, remainder 32. And that is how you solve long division using decimals.